Thank you very much, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Prime Minister. Does the Prime Minister guarantee that during his Prime Ministership he will not change the current negative gearing and capital gains tax treatment of rental properties?
Order. The Minister for the Environment. The Prime Minister has the call.
Thanks very much, Mr Speaker. I thank the Leader of the Opposition for his question. He hasn't asked a question about anything that we actually are doing in the housing area. And what's more, he hasn't even asked a question about anything that he's doing. Be it their nuclear reactor policy.
Order. 20 seconds. The Leader of the Opposition on a point of order.
Well, Mr Speaker, on relevance, and I seek your ruling as to whether the Prime Minister is in order, because the question was specific, it was tight, didn't ask about alternatives, and all day we've had questions that have been provided that haven't been answered. He hasn't given a straight answer all day, and I seek your ruling in relation to whether he is relevant to the question that was asked of him.
I just want to refer the Leader's raised his point of order on the 17th of June 2020. Speaker Smith made a ruling regarding that the Minister or Prime Minister was entitled to a preamble, as robust as that was. It was a shorter question than he's had before, so he's had 30 seconds as a preamble. So I'm now going to invite him to address the very specific nature of the question, given that he has had his preamble. Prime Minister has the call.
Thanks very much, Mr Speaker. They really don't want to talk about the policies that they have, which isn't surprising, given it's not so much a supermarket policy as a super Marxist policy.
Prime Minister will return to the question.
Mr Speaker, I'm asked about ruling things out. And I'll tell you what I'll rule out, Mr Speaker. I rule out choosing copper over fibre for the NBN. I rule out governing by colour-coded spreadsheets. I rule out paying $30 million for a block of land that's worth $3 million. I rule out having 22 energy policies and not implementing any.
The Leader of the Opposition has made a point of order on relevance, so it'll have to be a different point of order.
Well, Mr Speaker, the Prime Minister is defying your ruling, and you issued a very specific instruction, and the Prime Minister has completely and utterly disregarded your direction, and I ask that you direct him back to the question and provide an answer that is coherent.
Order. The Prime Minister was asked about ruling things in and out regarding a topic, so he can't just go around the world about topics that he hasn't been asked about. So he is entitled, if he's asked a question about ruling things in and out, of course he can address that part of the question as he is able to, but he will need to refine his remarks to the topic of the question.
That's right, Mr Speaker. I rule out telling manufacturers to go offshore. We have an alternative plan. One of the things that we do is we state what our policies are. And our policy...
Order.
And there he goes, macho man here. He thinks it's all about the testosterone, Mr Speaker, and wonders why he has a problem with 51% of the population. Wonders why, Mr Speaker.
Order.
We have put forward a coherent $32 billion Homes for Australia plan. We have put forward everything... Oh, come on.
No.
I'm talking about how...
The Prime Minister is talking... The Prime Minister is talking about capital gains tax and negative gearing and housing.
Talk about housing.
Well, yeah. Order. The Minister for Climate Change and Energy, the Leader of the Opposition.
Mr Speaker, with respect, the Prime Minister is demonstrating none to you at the moment. You have given him a direction. He was asked the specific question about not whether he would rule in or out. The question was, does the Prime Minister guarantee that during his Prime Ministership he will not change the current negative gearing and capital gains tax treatment of rental properties? That was the question put. The pre-prepared list that he's got of ruling things out is not relevant to this question.
Resume your seat. Well, the Leader of the Opposition can't... Order. 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 No, we're just going. We're just the order. The leader of the opposition is in. Wait, the leader of the opposition has asked his question. He's entitled to ask. No, order. He's entitled, but he can't require a specific answer. The Prime Minister has moved off the ruling in and out. He's now talking about the policy topic. I was listening carefully to make sure he's being relevant regarding the issues raised in the question. So he's just going to continue down that line. And if he veers off, I can reassure the Leader of the Opposition we'll make sure that we follow the standing orders. And he has the call.
Thanks, Mr Speaker. He's gone from nuclear to meltdown. Nuclear to meltdown, which he does consistently, Mr Speaker. I'm asked about negative gearing.
Order.
And indeed, the member for Menzies had something to say about negative gearing as well when asked. He said this: I'm not going to do the rule-in, rule-out of particular policies here. That's what he had to say. And then he spoke...
No, the member for Warren, resume your seat. Order.
Just about negative
the Prime
gearing.
Minister has asked a question about negative gearing and he's talking about directly a quote about negative gearing. Of course that is relevant. Of course that is relevant. Okay. No, I'll hear from the Leader of the Opposition.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker. I want to seek clarity, please. So a question of you. Have you issued a direction? Have you given clarity? And that is your ruling that the Prime Minister is in order?
Well, I'm dealing with the issue that was raised. So the Prime Minister was asked the question is... You're entitled to take a course. You're entitled to take a course of order. The member for Wannon on a. Order. Member for Wannon on a point of order.
Yeah, I'd ask the Minister for Environment to withdraw that comment, please.
I didn't hear the Minister for the Environment, but to assist the House, if she could assist the House.
Of course, to assist you, Mr Speaker, I withdraw.
Prime Minister, if you can directly answer the question.
Thanks.
Sorry, make your answer directly relevant.
We are doing everything in our housing policy that we said we would. Our Homes for Australia plan, $32 billion. That is all we are considering doing. I ask they vote for it.